the hour, and we're going to head to Hurricane Central with Nicole Mitchell. Nicole, of course, we are watching a tropical storm, which makes a lot of people nervous, but can you explain why this storm should not intensify?
Well, we always have those little gains and losses, so there might be a nudge up. But overall, the trend is going to be for de-intensification of this storm over the next couple of days. There's a couple of reasons behind that. One, we do have a couple of the rain bands that are starting to move onshore now. So actually Philadelphia, for example, picking up some of that light rain. But other than a couple of the rain bands and maybe some wet roads from time to time, this isn't going to cause too much of an impact. You can see where the storm is offshore right now. But what we're going to have is these upper level winds. That's one thing not favorable to a storm. And again, upper level winds, that kind of knocks down the top of the storm. We're also going to have a frontal boundary eventually coming in, bringing in some drier air to this. Not only that, but the same wind flow will help nudge it a little more from, right now it's heading more to the north, moving it a little bit more eastward, which is why it looks like this probably won't hit land or will only graze kind of the Massachusetts coast. The other thing with this is the sea surface temperatures. That is another thing that we monitor. And you can see we started it off warm, but this is going to be heading into some much colder water, indicated by the yellows and greens here. And that also doesn't tend to help the storms very much in terms of any sort of intensification, also usually a weakening factor. So here's what we have right now that we're looking at. Winds to 60 miles per hour with Tropical Storm Beryl and reconnaissance aircraft, the Hurricane Hunters, just heading out of this. So we have the latest data here. Moving to the north, just slightly east of north at about 9 miles per hour. But as this continues in this direction, as I said, there's a possibility that it would graze the Massachusetts coast, but it looks like this is going to take a little bit more of a turn to the northeast before too long here. So with all of that going on, we do have the tropical storm warnings for the coastal areas of Massachusetts. The big threat with this, of course, as we continue to say, is going to be the surf and the waves and the rip current threat. Woods Hole to Plymouth, the places that are under that advisory. Heather and Bill?
All right, thank you. It's nice when we have these systems that just kind of scoot away.
Yeah, hang in there, Fire Island, folks. It's going to get better by the tail end of the weekend. Today, though, breezy and wet high.